CC family, it's Dawn Marie with Custom Comfy Crochet, and today I'm going to teach you how to make this Halloween bag. This can be used for trick-or-treating. It can be used as a little fall purse. It can be used for anything that you want it to be. You can make this bigger if you want. I have large hands, but you can kind of tell how big it is. So it is a 7 by 9. But I'm going to show you when I make my starter chain. You can obviously make that much bigger and make this bag much bigger, like if you wanted it to make a huge trick-or-treat bag or anything like that. Okay, I do want to tell you on the sides it has these little loops, which looks really cool. You fit your handle all the way around, and then it just sews together, and then you can hide your sew in within these little groupings right here. Okay, so let's get into our materials. I do want to ask you to first please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notify me bell if you haven't already so that you can get notified of my future videos, and please share. That helps more than anything, and I really appreciate it. So for your materials today, I'm using a 4mm hook. I am using all cotton yarn for mine. You don't have to, but I think cotton yarn works best for any kind of bag. You will need a pair of scissors and a darning needle as well. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a slip knot, and we're going to chain 28. After you chain your 28, you're going to put a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then you're going to put a half double crochet in each stitch going all the way down, and then you should have a stitch count of 27. Okay, and after you do your last half double crochet, you're going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then going back down, you're going to half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then you're going to half double crochet in each stitch going down, so you'll have 6. Then you will turn your work slightly, and you'll be going back across these half double crochets that you've already done. So now we've made our little loops that join together on the sides. Okay, so now you're going to go right into these stitches, and you're going to work a half double crochet across, but you're going to work in the back loop. So working in the back loop, you're going to put a half double crochet in each stitch. Okay, and don't forget this last stitch here. You might have to turn your work over on the side to see it. Work in the back loop there, do a half double crochet, and then on this side you're just going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, so all of your little pieces like this are going to be worked on this side. So then you'll do a half double crochet again all the way down in the back loop. Again, you should still have 27. Okay, so we're getting close to the end here, and we're going to put our last couple of half double crochets here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make another one of these pieces here. So we're going to chain 7, then you're going to do a half double crochets in the second chain from the hook and all the way down. Then you're going to turn your work slightly and you're going to do half double crochets in the back loop all the way down. So that's the repeat for this. That's what you're going to keep doing back and forth, making sure that you make your little pieces here on the side. When you get to this end, you're going to chain 1 and turn. And then you're going to do that for 17 rows, okay? So you're going to do 17 rows, and then you're going to do another one exactly the same, okay? So you're going to have 2 panels, and those are the panels that we're going to put together. Leave a long piece on one of these ends to sew it together, okay? So you go ahead and get that done, do your 2 panels, and then I'll meet you back up in just a minute and we'll put it together. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to place one of these where these are pointing this way, and then the other ones are coming in this way, okay? And I'm going to put that long piece that I saved onto a darning needle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start sewing these together. So right in the space where I don't have one of these, I'm just going to sew like normal. I'm going to go back and forth into my project. Just like this. And then when we get to one of these, I'm just going to bend it like this. And then I'm going to sew the end on to the other side. So you see that's just going to be right there, and then we're going to go right into the middle here, and then we're going to sew like normal. And then again, when we get to these, we're just going to fold them over. Make sure we're on the appropriate side over here. And then we're just going to sew them on to the other side, like this. Okay. That's what it looks like. And then we'll just keep doing that the same all the way down. You'll get these pieces in the middle, you'll sew that on, and then you'll go all the way down, and then you'll turn around and you'll do this side. You'll turn around and you'll do this side the exact same way, okay? You'll just fold it down right there, sew it into here, and then sew your edges around it, all right? So once you get done sewing that all up, I'm gonna do mine and we'll meet back up in just a minute. And when you get done with one side of it, I just went ahead and opened it up. I'm gonna go ahead and do the square here so that we can sew it on, because once it's all the way together, it's really hard to sew on. I made the mistake of doing that one time. So I just want to show you real quick. This is a basic granny square. I made this one a little larger than the other one that I did, but all it is you know, just a basic granny square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the link in the description box below on how to do a basic granny square. You can look that up if you want to, if you don't know how to do a granny square, but it's literally just the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets 4 times in the center, and then, you know, just working a regular granny square around. So for this one, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows to this granny square. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew it on going down this way and around and up, and then I will leave this open for the pocket, or you can close it off, whichever you want to do. As you can see, this one was much smaller. I only did 4 rows of the granny square. So I just made this one just a little bit bigger. But again, that if you don't know how to make a granny square, the link will be in the description box below, and that is for beginners, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to sew this on to the front of your bag, but the first thing I want to do, and leave a large piece on the end of this, more than I did, so that you can sew this on as you go. But I want to show you how to do the pumpkin real quick. So to make the pumpkin, we're going to make a magic circle. We're going to chain 2, and that chain of 2 is going to count as our first half double crochet. Okay? And I'm just that one piece that we did when we brought the magic circle together, I'm going to count that as 1. So we've got our chain of 2, and then we're going to do 11 half double crochets into our circle. This first one counts as 1, so that means we'll technically have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 12. Okay, then you can pull tight, and you're going to half double crochet into that first chain of 2 that you did. You're going to slip stitch into there, I'm sorry. Okay, and then we've got our little circle. So now we're going to chain 1, and in this first stitch right here, we're going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And so when you get done with those 4 single crochets, and that last one, you're going to put a stitch marker, and that's because we're going to need to see where these single crochets are for our next round, okay? Just like that. And then in our next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets. 2, and then in the next 3 stitches we're going to put 2 double crochets in each. So we now have 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets in our next stitch, and 2 single crochets in the next. And then you're going to put a stitch marker there at the end of that one as well. So we've got 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's put a stitch marker in the beginning of where those single crochets started as well. I just want to see where they started and where they ended. Goodness, this yarn does not want to go through. And we'll do that on this side too. Okay, so now we've got stuff everywhere. And now we're going to end with 2 double crochets in each of the next 4 stitches. So go into your next and put 2 double crochets. Go into the next and put 2 double crochets. Into the next and put 2 double crochets. And into the next and put 2 double crochets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to join to this first single crochet, which you're going to be able to see now because we've got these stitch markers here. We're going to join to that first one, and we're going to join with a slip stitch. Now you could leave it there, it still kind of looks like a pumpkin, but we're going to do 1 more row. Okay, do a chain 1 again, and then we're going to go into this first stitch right here where we have our stitch marker right underneath here, And we're going to do an increase of 2 and 1 all the way around. But what we're going to do is we're going to only do single crochets where we did our single crochets before, and double crochets where we did our double crochets before. So we're going to go right into this first stitch, and we're going to put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. It's okay. Then we're going to go into our next stitch and put 1 single crochet. Then we're going to go into our next stitch and put 2 single crochets. So you see, that's our sequence all the way around. And then you're going to go into your next stitch and put 1 single crochet. And we know, because we have our stitch marker there, that that's the end of those single crochets. So now we're going to keep doing that sequence, but now we're going to do it with double crochets. So we're going to go into our next, we just ended with 1 single crochet. We're going to go in next where the double crochets are and do 2 double crochets. And into the next, 1 double crochet. And into the next, 2 double crochets. And into the next, 1 double crochet, and into the next, 2 double crochets. So you just keep doing that all the way around, making sure you do double crochets on top of double and single on top of single. Use your stitch markers to show you where to go. And when you get done with your last stitch, you're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet that you did, not your chain of 1. Okay? And there you have a cute little pumpkin completed. All right, go ahead and leave a long enough string off of here to work in the pumpkin, and then we're going to make the stem. To make the stem, you're going to start right here at the top, right after you just close that in. With your slip stitch, you're going to bring in another color, whatever color you want. And then you're going to single crochet right back into there, 1, and then go into the next, 2, and into the next, 3, and into the next, 4. Just like that. Then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and do 4 single crochets across. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 1 and turn. You can do it one more time, or you can keep it as is. You can make your stem as long as you want it to. After all, this is your creation. And then you can cut off. And you can just work this end into the back, and then you could let it fall because this is going to be sewn onto this right here. Okay? And I'm going to sew this on to my work by going in and out of this granny square here, just like this. You can use a stick pin to keep this in place for you if you find that easier. It's all up to you. So again, I'm just going in and out of my work. So I'm just going to use this brown to show you how to make the little swirly leaf that comes down over here for the pumpkin. So all you're going to do is you're going to make a slip knot, leave a kind of a long piece at the end because you're going to sew that, and then I want you to chain 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then into the second stitch, I want you to put 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets, and just put 3 single crochets in each stitch going all the way back up. This is going to cause this to curl for you. If you want to make yours longer, you can do more chains. And when you get done, you're going to have a little curly queue just like this. So I want you to cut off, leaving enough to tie off into the back of your work. So just pull this through just like this. Tighten the other side. Then you're just going to place this right by your stem of your pumpkin. I'm going to put my hook right here to pull this in right beside it. I'm going to pull in both of those pieces there into the back. And then I'm just going to knot them off. Again, this is going to be sewn in, so I don't need to worry about sewing it into the back, but if you want to be extra cautious, you can. So all you will do after you put this onto your darning needle is place this exactly, the pocket exactly where you want it. I'm going to keep it one double crochet length up over here and leaving a little bit on my sides. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from the back, just like this, and then go back out again. And then come in, and then go back out again. Just like this. And you'll keep doing that all the way around and up, and then you can cut off and work this in the back of your work. Okay, so I've got all my ends worked in. I've got everything sewn together. I've added two little white bows here at the top of my granny square. You can do that as well if you want. I just thought it looked really cute and rustic looking. You can also, like I said before, sew this down if you want. But now I'm going to show you how to make this long cord, this I cord. I've actually done another video as well, but I like to try to include as much as I can in one video. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do this. It's really easy. The one thing I want you to remember is that you're working all from the same thing of yarn. So you're not using two pieces of yarn. So let's say this is coming out of this skein right here, and then I've got the end way over here. So what I want to do is I want to pull out 5 times as much yarn as I will need to get the length that I need. So I'm going to, like, say this is 5 times that. I'm going to fold it once, twice, 3, 4, 5. So you want to pull out quite a bit of yarn, okay? Still keeping some on the skein, because you're going to be using that as well. So just so you know, this is approximately 48 inches long, okay? Maybe even 50. There's not enough room on my quilting board to really do it, but I doubled it, and it's got 23 inches on it, so that's 46, and it looked like it went over. So I'm going to guess around 48 to 50 inches. Of course, yours does not have to be that long. It's totally up to you, but keep that in mind when you're doing this, okay? So after I pull out as much as I need to make it that long, I'm going to right here in the middle of this make a slip knot. So that can be kind of odd because we're used to dealing with the end of a piece of yarn to make a slip knot, but you're going to do it exactly the same. So I'm going to wrap it around my finger, pull through, and make a slip knot just in the middle of it, okay? And then to make the I cord, what I'm going to do is now I've got these two pieces. I've got the one over my finger and I've got the one hanging down. So the one hanging down, I'm going to pull up around my hook. The one over my finger, I'm going to pull through. And again, over, pull through. Over, pull through. Over, pull through. So you're just going to keep doing that. And I'm going to show you how to put this on. So what we're going to do is we've got these pieces here on the side. We're going to pull these through. So I'm going to go through with my hook, 2 of those. I'm going to pull this through, and then I'm just going to pull that through like this. And again, you could also use a darning needle if you want, totally up to you, but I'm just going to do this and pull through. All you're going to do is you're going to sew this into this. So these 2 little pieces here, you're going to put onto your darning needle together here, just like this. Okay, and then you're going to go back into the work Do it again. And then I'm going to work these pieces back into the chain. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoot this piece down into one of these so that you can't see it at all. Hope you enjoyed this. Ask me if you need anything at all, and I'll see you soon. Happy crocheting, guys, and happy fall. Bye-bye.